Hello, students. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep Spotlight, a show where we bring all our toppers or achievers into the spotlight and listen to their inspiring exam journeys, exam preparation. Whatever way they have gone through this, so that all we are going to discuss in this spotlight session. So, this is Saral Leshier, your host for today, and in the spotlight today, we have someone who is coming from Lucknow and always had some bigger aspirations in life. And today, with his determination, he has scored 98.35 percentile in CAT and has finally got selected into IIM Lucknow, which is, of course, a dream college for many of us. So let's welcome Shubhraj Sehgal. Hello, Shubhraj. Welcome to the
Hello,
show.
thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here, sir.
So first of all, congratulations on achieving this huge milestone. I would say that I'm definitely sure about this, that this would not have been an easy nut to crack. Of course, it's a dream come true for many people. And you also must have, done a lot of hard work to achieve this.
Yes. So, sir, yes, it was a very grueling journey of 7 months, and it was a bit easier than I would say it would have been without it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a difficult journey.
Okay, you are being modest. I know that it's just a bit of a difficult thing because I see that students face a lot of. They do a lot of hard work and they have to leave a lot of distractions aside to achieve this goal. Of course, and you also must have done that. So let's start with it, Shubhraj. But to start with, let me just ask you one simple thing. Let's start with your general life and tell us something about yourself, your normal life, your educational background, and all those things. Whatever you want to share about you.
Sure, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Shubhraj Sehgal and I'm from Lucknow. Sir already told you that. And I'm currently in the final year of my engineering. I have not passed engineering. I'm in the 8th semester. I'm awaiting my results. And during my third year, I started preparation for this exam because of the COVID lockdown and everything. I didn't have much other things to do. So I decided to finally pursue my dream of doing an MBA. So I decided to write the CAT exam.
Okay. Something before that, if I talk about your school days, because of course I am sure that students would be eager to hear that as well. Were you this studious and this intelligent from your school days?
No, actually, I was a very mischievous kid in my school days.
Okay.
I was introvert. I was introvert in my school days, but still I would not study much. My assignments are always have in the backlog. And
Okay.
before giving my CAT exam, I didn't know that I had a potential of potentially scoring in the 90s ever in my life.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that.
Normally, it is said that the mischievous kids are the most intelligent ones because they get their notoriety from that only. So, when did you decide that okay, you are going to appear for this exam, this CAT exam, and when did you start your preparation for that?
So, sir, it was always the plan to pursue my MBA. First, when I started my engineering, I thought, okay, first I'll go for some years of work ex, and then after that I'll come and do my MBA. But when the COVID lockdown happened, the things went into a standstill. My engineering life suffered a bit because of the online classes and all that. So I decided to preempt my MBA to just after the engineering ended. So made up my mind in 2020 and started the preparation in early 2021. That's when I found BYJU'S exam prep also. And my preparation started after I found BYJU'S exam prep in like February or March of 2021. And after that, the rest is history.
Yes, Shubhra. So, when did you decide to appear for the CAT exam, and when did you start your preparation?
So, sir, MBA was always in my radar. It was always a plan to do my MBA. When I joined engineering, it was like I will do it after getting some years of work. But then the COVID lockdown happened and the life came to a standstill. That's when I realized that I should use this time that I am getting in my home to crack the competition and go in early. So
Okay.
that's when in 2020, that was in my second year, I started making up my mind. And in 2021, when I was in my third year, I found out BYJU'S exam prep that finally led to starting the journey, and then I cracked the exam.
Okay, but I also have a question, Shubhraj, here. Normally I've seen engineering students going for this MBA. Many people are there. If I give you the data as well, approximately 65 to 70% of the CAT takers are engineers.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you know about it or not.
Yeah, I know.
But, though it is not the very obvious choice after engineering, but why is that so? Why so many engineers want to do MBA?
Sir, I can't speak for other people, but in my mind it was always so that I wanted to go in the field of consumer technology, like work in Samsung or Apple. So going for a managerial job was always on my mind. But first I wanted to get the necessary know-how of the technology, how that works. So that is why I did my engineering from the field of computer science. And after that, I wanted to go for my MBA. So for me, an MBA was a compulsory thing to do, but I did my engineering just to get the overview of the technology that I might be dealing in my career. So that is why I did my engineering.
So probably you wanted to make a mixture of technology with managerial skills so that
Yeah,
together when
yes,
you go with those, you don't have to look back. And of course, you would always be having a
yes,
good career ahead.
yes,
That's great. That's great. Okay. So knowing that this exam is such a tough exam, generally we say that this is the toughest aptitude exam in India. You must have faced some challenges. I mean, what are the challenges that you faced?
Sure, sir. To talk about one of the challenges that I faced, I remember one of your lines that CAT is not one exam, CAT is three exams that are one after the other. So that you used to tell us during the quants, and the quants was the last exam of the three. So
Last
my
section of it,
biggest
right?
problem was burnout. You give your VARC, then you go to DILR. In DILR, your brain gets so damaged because of all the exercise and sets, and then you go to quants, your mood is already down. So that is one thing that is a very big challenge that mocks help us to face and make a habit of, that we do not need to use all our energy in one section, and we have to conserve some amount of energy to put in all three sections equally. So that is one thing that I learned, and that was a challenge that I faced significantly during my earlier mocks. I also talked to you once in one of your live lectures about. So, and another problem was speed and accuracy. So in BARC as well as in quants, if you are not accurate and if the speed is not good enough with the accuracy, then it's impossible to score good marks. So these are the two problems that I faced a lot during my preparation.
Yeah, rather, this is a good advice for the students who are listening to you because I mean, I saw your scores in your scorecard and I saw your LRDI percentile is slightly on the lower side. It is around
Yeah.
87, 88,
Yes, sir.
and quant is around 96, 97. I
Yes.
mean, generally that does not happen with students because when you do not have one section going your way, you start feeling a little bit low that now probably I would not be able to do good in the next session as well. But you kept your cool and only then you would be able to score 96, 97 percentile in a section after scoring not that good in LRDI. So that's a good thing. Actually, I also noticed it in your scorecard. Okay, so as you said that you also talked to me once in one of my sessions, though somehow I might have forgotten that probably,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry for that because
No
there are
problem. No
so
problem.
many students. Sometimes you don't even, I mean, remember that. So when did you get to know about BYJU'S exam prep? From where did you get to know about it?
So, sir, it's a rather funny story. Actually, what was happening is I knew I wanted to give CAT, but I was not getting any concrete support structure to like to prepare from. One day I was scrolling my Instagram and this ad pops up, BYJU'S exam prep. So I thought, let's give it a try. Let's see what there is. And first I started scrolling through some of the free features that the app had. So there were quizzes, there were daily practices. There was a huge repository of questions in each of the topics of VARC, LRDI, and quants. So when I started giving it a try, I got in love with the platform. And then after that, I found out the YouTube channel of the BYJU'S exam prep. Then I saw you, and after seeing you, I fell in love with the platform, and I said, "No, I prepare it from BYJU'S exam prep only."
That's probably
That
the
is
best compliment I have ever had. That because of me, that you have got in love with BYJU'S exam prep, and it is better because you have scored such a good percentile of 98.35 overall. And actually, I am also feeling very happy about this that I have been instrumental, even in some part of that. But one thing is for sure, Shubhraj, that this 98.35 percentile is like a dream percentile for many
yes,
of the kids, right?
yes,
Many people, I mean, aim for it. So there must have been a special preparation strategy that you must have followed because it is not easy to get such percentile just by having some random strategy. And I'm sure that if you share that strategy here, it is going to be beneficial for all the students who are preparing for the upcoming CATs. So it'll be great of you if you can
for
share
sure.
your strategy here.
So what I used to do was in the morning when I woke up, let's say you wake up at 8 and from 9 or 10 you start preparing. So first 4 hours of my day I gave to just raw practice. I would pick up quants, I would pick up LR, I would pick up BA, all three. I'm not saying any one of those. And for
Right.
4 to 5 hours, I would just scratch my pen on paper and do all the kinds of problems that I can face. Then for the first 1 or 2 months of my preparation, then obviously started getting specialized in the weak areas that I was having. So I would focus more on the weak areas. But for the first 2 or 3 months, like from February to March or maybe April, I practiced everything that I can find. And in between that, I used to mark the reminder for the lectures or live lectures on YouTube for the BYJU'S channel. Then I used to watch those lectures in the meanwhile. And after watching those lectures, sir and sir Pranav sir, they all used to give some homework. So I used to do those, practice those questions. And then if the specific topic was discussed in the that day's class, I used to practice that topic in the night. So daily I used to study for 8 to 10 hours, and after only that I was able to crack the exams. And obviously from June and July you should start giving your mocks. As Saral sir's rule of thumb is, you should give 2 or 3 mocks a week, but analyze each mock at least twice so that you find your errors. So that is also very crucial. And now obviously the mock giving time is coming close.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is something that we keep telling our students as well, that do analyze the mocks, do analyze the mocks. Of course, now they would definitely listen to you because now you have cracked it by using that strategy only. So they'll definitely listen to you here. But of course, whatever strategy you are having, you always need a guide there who is going to help you with that strategy. Sometimes it can be a person, sometimes it can be an institute, sometimes it can be some other channel. So, because you were associated with BYJU'S exam prep in some ways, so can you please tell me, I mean, your journey with BYJU'S exam prep, that how did BYJU'S exam prep help you? I mean, during this preparation with your strategy or something, whatever it was.
BYJU'S exam prep, sir, was, I would say, very crucial. Without BYJU'S, I wouldn't be able to crack this exam, because all the study materials and all the guidance that I got was from BYJU'S, whether it be you, whether it be Vikas sir. And actually, you and Vikas sir, especially because you guys used to give life fundas as well on how to balance your life with the preparation, not just about quants. You never taught us only about quants in your class. You also taught us how to create a work-life balance with the preparations. So all that, and I remember Sanojam sir having his daily editorial classes each morning 9 o'clock. So I used to wake up specially to attend, because in lockdown I used to wake up at 10 or 11. But then I made a habit. I used to wake up at 8 o'clock and watch his lectures. There we used to practice a lot of VARC and all those questions. Then your LRDI classes. All these things helped a lot to like fill the holes of knowledge that I had in me, and with from there I aced the exam.
So basically, I can say that the faculties, the faculty members here, they have probably helped you a lot. And the names you have taken, I can't speak about myself, but I know that Vikas sir, Sanojam sir, and the other faculties as well. I mean, these are all veterans of this industry. They have been in this industry for last 20, 25 years. They've been writing CAT almost every year. So the kind of knowledge they have, I'm pretty sure that you must have got a good taste of that.
Yeah.
But among all those things, I mean, what is the best thing that you found in BYJU'S exam prep? So I'm sure that there would have been many experiences, good experiences. There has to be one which is the best.
So one thing that I would say was very helpful was the repository of questions that the app has. So
Right.
app, if to everyone, I would like to say that the app has one section in which there are the three, it shows you the three sections, the VARC, LRDI, and the quants. And in that, there are a million questions of each section that you can practice anytime you want. It's like a multiple choice quiz. And I used to wake up at 2 if I was not able to sleep at 2 in the night, at 3 in the night. And I used to just go through those questions and start accepting any time I want. So it was so convenient for me that I didn't need to always have a pen and paper and a book with me. I can practice from anywhere. So that is one feature that I would say was very helpful of the app.
That's right, because we also say that practice is the key in CAT. I mean, even if you do a lot of concepts, that is not going to help you unless you do a good practice of these questions, especially in LRDI. I mean, you must have felt that as well. That LRDI is purely about practice. Is that correct? I mean, did you
Yes,
also
sir,
feel?
because in LRDI, we cannot predict what would come in the exam. It
Absolutely.
was so random. That is why I was caught off guard in the exam as well. And I unfortunately scored a low percentile. But LRDI is a section that literally breaks your mind in the exam, and that is why I guess it's kept before quants to strategically put students at a disadvantage in the quant section as well. But yeah, it's a very, very difficult section.
Though I know the answer of the next question, but still I would like to ask you that would you recommend BYJU'S exam prep to the other kids as well, whoever is appearing for CAT? Because of course, if there is a good experience, so it should come out and people should know about it. Plus, I mean, what are the tips that you would like to give to these students if they are preparing for it?
Absolutely. So BYJU'S exam prep, both thumbs up. Yes, you need to get that. Please be in
Thank
touch
you.
with Saral sir. Please be in touch with Sanojam sir, Vikas sir. These guys always help you in clearing your exam. The exam is cleared if you are in the tutelage of Saral sir. Your points is already aces. So the next thing about the strategy. So first thing that I would like to tell to everyone is that focus on the exam first. Know the pattern of the exam. Know the type of the exam that you are giving. Even a cricketer, when he goes to field, when he goes to bat, first he knows the pitch. So you need to know the pitch of the exam very well. So for me, that was that how many questions in each section, how many sections were there. So prepare an absolute strategy that you are going to use on the exam day, because sorry, because without that you cannot crack the exam, and that is where the mocks are very helpful to you, because mocks help a lot in practicing a strategy. Saral sir always told us that give mocks to build your strategy. So that is one thing that I would like to tell everyone, that now June has finally arrived. If the aspirants of 22 are watching me, please focus on your mocks now.
Shubhraj, one more thing here. As you are talking about this strategy thing and you wrote mocks and you changed your strategy that helped you. So I would like to personally know about this, that what was the change that you felt, I mean, that positive change that it brought to you vis-a-vis, I mean, when you started preparing for CAT? Because what I feel when a student start preparing for CAT, so his idea of strategy is very different probably. And when he start writing these exams, initially he scores pretty low, then he changes his strategy somehow, then his score increases, then you get to know that this is the strategy that is suiting me the best. So did that also happen to you, and can you just tell me something about it? I mean, how did that change happen to you as well?
Sure, sir. So I am a changed man after writing my CAT exam. I'm not the same person that went into the preparation in January or February last year. And that is the thing that I say, because the gruesome preparation that you do in your exams is just a trailer for what you'll face in the IIMs as well. And the other thing that I would say is, as sir asked me about the mocks, is that the mocks help you strategize it. And that is the same thing that will happen if you go for a career in your career as well, that you will need to strategize for different problems that will arise. So that is something that I learned, and now problem solving comes naturally to me. I don't have a problem in solving the other problems. So that is one thing, yes sir, that the mocks helped a lot, and it changed the entire way my brain works, and it solves the problems.
That's right. That's right. Great, great, great. So, what and at the end, I would just like to say one more thing, Shubhraj. I mean, when I talk about, of course, BYJU'S exam prep here, so I would want you to list three things or three people, I mean, who you feel would have helped you the most in your preparation from the BYJU'S exam prep perspective.
Sure sir. So sir, first would obviously be you, sir, Share, for
Thank you.
DILR and quants. Second would be Srinivas sir. I forgot to take his name, but without him I would not have been able to crack my interviews. He was so helpful for my interviews. It took 3 mock interviews for me. He prepared an entire strategy for me for my interviews. And whenever I used to get jitters before my interview, I used to call him and he used to calm me down and prepared me for my interviews. And sir, third would be Sanojam sir for VARC, because he was a lifesaver. I was getting very low score in my mocks. And after attending those daily editorial classes, my scores started shooting. And now I have the highest in the VARC
Yes.
section.
Yeah, I
So
saw your percentile is 98.95. I mean, coming this from you, I actually can't believe it that it was low in the initial days. So I think real, I mean, credit goes to Sanojam sir in that case. He must have guided you very well there. And of course, yes, when I talk about Srinivas sir as well, sometimes we just are talking about cat only. We don't talk about the second stage. So therefore, probably Srinivas sir did not come to your mind initially. But now you would have seen that the complete picture, that how good or how instrumental Srinivas sir has been. So that's right. That's right.
Because, sir,
So,
I remember like I screwed up 2 interviews, even of new IMs and baby IMs,
oh, okay.
and I didn't get convert from them. But I gave a good interview in L and I got a convert in L. So that is the weightage that your interviews have. Even if you are a 99.99 percentile, if you have not given a good interview, if your impression was not good, you will not be able to convert. So that is
Absolutely. I mean,
that
right, 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 right.
interviews play a very crucial role.
Because we have a person in front of us converting his interview from I am Lucknow, but getting rejected in baby IIMs.
Yes, sir.
Right? We see that person. So of course, that means interviews plays a lot of role. Otherwise, percentile is the same at both the places. So why is that happening? So that has to be the reason. That's right. That's right. That was so good talking to you, Shubhraj, and I'm pretty sure that whatever you have told us, that is going to be very beneficial for the upcoming students as well. I mean, the strategy that you use, the way you have studied, so those things are going to be extremely helpful for all of them. And I'm really thankful to you, I mean, for praising BYJU'S exam prep a lot, praising all the things, right? And we, of course, we work for that only. This is the biggest food for a teacher, that the student comes and says that, sir, I have been successful now, and the credit goes to you. Though we know that most of the credit is of the students' hard work only. We are just the guiding forces, but still, I mean, it always feels good. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shubhraj, once again. And I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors as well once you go to the IIMs. And I'm sure that you're going to soar high in your life.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Shubhraj. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.